So guys, welcome to another Rage Against the Dice video. Today we are looking at Necromunda again. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, just get the 3D terrain out already and get going. And you are right, we should get the 3D terrain out and get going. But today isn't about that. Today is looking at House Goliath and the weapons of House Goliath. Because you've had a lot of people asking which weapons are which. And if you're currently armed with the Gang War book, it actually helps you out quite a bit with that. And it shows you some of them. What we're going to do is we're going to look at each miniature in turn, and we're going to tell you what the weapon is, and then we're going to look at some of the bits of how it works. It's mainly for you to identify it on your sprue, if you maybe not as experienced at Games Workshop, or you're just getting confused with some of the weapons itself. So this is the full house list. And the list goes as follows. Stub Cannon, Combat Shotgun, listed as basic weapons. I'm not going to give points values or anything like that, because you guys should buy it yourself to get those. Then close combat weapons are Axe, Fighting Knife, Spud Jacker, Brute Cleaver, Power Hammer, and then a Renderizer Serrated Axe. Pistols fall under the category of Stub Gun and Combi Pistol, which is a stub gun / plasma pistol. Special weapons, Grenade Launcher, and they come with Frag and Crack. Heavy weapon is the Crumper Rivet Cannon. Cool name. Grenades, Frag and Crack, and then War Gear Respirator, Stim Slug Stash, and Photo Goggles. So what we're going to do is, as I said, we're going to look at them, and I'm going to tell you what they are. So the first one on the list, as I said, was a Stub Cannon. And you may have seen me use a Stub Cannon loads of times in any of the videos before. So this is what a painted one would look like. There you have it. Barrel drilled because, well, you should. And just for those of you who don't paint their models, which seemingly is a lot of you, and that's fair enough, that's your prerogative. Let me just grab one. Like this guy here. That's what it should look like, barrel still drilled. It looks like a giant stub gun, like the larger version of the pistol. I really don't know how people are getting confused with them, but I accept that you are, and everybody's different, so there's that. I will quickly show you the stub pistol here. Stub cannon there. You see how they're just small and big version of the same gun. These models still need a bit of cleaning up, as you can see there, because there's some conversion and stuff done on them. Hence them not being sprayed or anything like that. They're just being used for the purposes of demonstrations for this video. So anyway, I digress. We're going to look at the stub cannon now. And the stub cannon has a short range of 9 inches and a long range of 18 inches. Yes, it does. It has a strength of 5 and does 1 damage. And it has the skill Knockback. And so it's a mainstay within the army. It's one of the longer reaching weapons. And it's one of my personal favourites. Can't get enough of them. I really can't. Next thing we're going to look at is the Combat Shotgun. The Combat Shotgun looks like this. Boom. And this is a non-painted one, as you can see. In case you were just thinking, you've gone for a very minimalist grey colour there. You are right, I have. And just in case you were in any doubt, there's actually a picture of it in the Gang Wars book there. Combat Shotgun, House Goliath. Just to keep you on track. Because we know what we're like. We like to wander off and get on tangents. Especially me. That's what I'm all about. So, Combat Shotgun, it has a short range of 4 inches and a long range of 12 inches, and it gets a +1 to its hit on a short range, and this is with a salvo fire. A strength of 4, 2 damage, it's got knockback and rapid fire 1. And then it also has a Shredder Blast, which uses a template, strength of 2, 1 damage, it's a scattershot and template. As I said, I'm not going to go into too much. I'm not going to give ammo rules or anything like that. If you guys want to know these details, you have the ability to, buy the book and learn that yourself. But we have been asked about a lot of things. Now, I don't really need to show you what an axe is, but I will. Axe is this. Looks like that. That's a painted one. And a non-painted one would look like this. I'm not going to run into the stats of an axe, much like I'm not going to run into the stats of any of the other weapons. I just wanted to give you the difference between the Stub Cannon and the combat shotgun, because we've had a lot of people asking whether we were using the wrong one as the wrong one. People seem to think that the Stub Cannon is the combat shotgun a lot. For some reason, maybe it's because of the way it's held. I'm not sure. What I am going to do, though, is show you the rest of the weapons so you can identify them yourself. So a fighting knife would be any kind of knife. You don't get any specifically on the sprues. I think you do get some in holsters, but you can use them from any other model you see fit, really. Then we have the Spud jacket here, which looks like that. It looks like a giant wrench. And again, that's a painted one, and we do have an unpainted one there, and we'll use the same guy we used for the combat shotgun. So it's really easy to spot because it's got the spike at the end. It looks like a giant wrench, and it's held in the right hand, unless you've done any converting. And if you have done any converting, well played, because you should. It's a thing. But yeah, I'm waffling again. So I'm going to move straight on to the next weapon, which is the Brute Cleaver, which again, bosh. Can use the same one as the axe. For those people earlier who were thinking that's not an axe, it's a Brute Cleaver, you can use it as the same one, you just pay the points as appropriate. You can also use an axe from another sprue or anything like that. Orc weaponry seems to work really, really well. Next we're going to look at is the Power Hammer, which is this. That one's quite self-explanatory. It looks like a hammer. It's a power hammer. I will, however, show you an unpainted one if I do have one made up, which I don't know if I do, but I will tell you momentarily. Yes, I do. My bad. It's this guy. He's one of my favourites. Because I've got so many gangers now, as you've seen from previous videos and stuff, that I've just got all kinds of weird and wonderful combinations made up now, which is nice. So yeah, what are we moving on to next? I suppose the renderizer. And the renderizer looks like this. Or this. And the renderizer, as you can see, is like a giant serrated chainsaw type device of beautiful awesomeness. And yeah, so they're the main ones. I am going to show you the others just for reference and just to keep everyone on the right track, so you can't say, oh well, you missed X weapon or Y weapon. I showed you the stub gun before, but I will show you it again. It's just the little pistol, as I said, which looks like that. This one. Again, barrels drilled. And then at the same time, I can show you the combi plasma, which is that. Top bit. That bit. Very self-explanatory. I don't think anyone's ever got that confused. So that one's simple enough. Then we have the grenade launcher, which I don't have one fully painted. So I'll just show you the blank one. Looks like that. Again, barrels drilled. Everything's underslung. It's really, really cool. Then we've got the rivet cannon. Again, it's one I've never heard anyone say, what does a rivet cannon look like? I've got this one that's stuck on this guy's back. Looks like that. He's got it attached to him. Or looks like that there. Right, so we're coming to the end of it now. That's all the main ones. We've had a look at all the different weapons. You've seen obviously different layouts and things like that. As I said, I could run through all the different stats on everything, but as you guys probably know by now, I want you all to buy the books. And I want you to have all those stats yourself. If I tell you them, that's all well and good. The problem with that is you'll never ever buy the book because you'll have all the points and things there. So, if you're wanting to find out the look of the guns, Gang Wars has it on page 46, 47. You can also go to the Underhive Armory. Page 68 in the main rulebook shows you some here. And my book started to come away because, well, bindings and such. And yeah, it shows you the grenade launcher there. So they're littered throughout the book if you have any problems. Last thing you can do is if you are really, really struggling to identify any of the weapons, you can just Google the specific weapon and it actually brings up the pictures, usually from this book, but the Games Workshop are specifically labelled with the correct things underneath. So yeah, as things stand, Necromunda's still awesome. I'm still really enjoying it. As you can see, I've got a fair old few gangers built up. Loads more still to build. I hope this helps people identify what certain weapons are. We are going to go into more of a Tactica style of video for the Goliaths at some point. But first, the next video we're going to do is obviously identifying the Eschers. So you can identify their weapons as well. As always, guys, thank you very much for taking the time to watch, like, subscribe, do all the usual YouTubey businesses, you know, share it with friends, hit that bell for notifications, leave us a comment, try not to be too disrespectful, but criticism is always welcome. And look, we did get more scenery over the festive season as well. Shipping containers are half painted, and then we've got loads of barrels and things like that, so that's quite exciting stuff. Quite exciting stuff indeed. As always, guys, praise the dice gods, hope they smile upon you, and take care.